And welcome back to the channel. Today's painting guide is for a Napoleonic Prussian Volunteer Jager. This miniature comes in the Perry Miniatures plastic Prussian line infantry box set for 1813 to 1815. I've given it a prime with Colour Forge Raven Black, and the first step is going to be an Oliver Drybrush with some Army Painter Fanatic Deep Grey. Particularly interested in sort of passing this over some areas that will end up black on the model, such as the belly pouch and the straps, boots and gaiters. Well, I've got some deep grey on the palette. I can use it to do a base coat on the trousers and also the great coat that's rolled up on his pack. Volunteer Jager tended to be young, rich, well-to-do men who perhaps did shooting as a sport, and they accompanied the Prussian line battalions to use their marksmanship skills with rifles, and they'd skirmish in front of the marching line battalions and disrupt enemy battalions by sniping on officers, NCOs, that sort of thing. Volunteer Jager would wear a dark green jacket. I'm using Army Painter Fanatic Angel Green. Cuffs and collar would be in a facing colour associated with the main regiment they were with. I'm going to be painting some Silesian Prussians, that means facings will be yellow, we'll get to them later. All turnbacks would be red, no matter which regiment. And this guy is wearing a cap that would be green fabric on the top with a band in the facing colour and a black peak. Pick out the turnbacks with Resplendent red, again Army Painter Fanatic colour. Now to pick out some browns on the model, I've got Army Painter Fanatic Tree Ancient. So the wood of the rifle, also the pack, I'm going to use this for hair. And I'm also just going to use it as a bit of a base coat on the cuffs, which will be yellow later, as the yellow will cover the brown a bit easier than it will the black. The base coat for the skin is with Fanatic Agate skin. So I'm going to layer on some of the yellow facing colours. This is Fiendish yellow. This is Worn Stone. Time to paint in some brass buttons on the jacket. Also some of the braid on the front here. And this is Army Painter Fanatic Greedy Gold. A couple of areas on the rifle as well. Just the butt plate there. Also at the end of the wooden stock. I'm going to try and see if I can paint the detail of the hunting horn on the belly pouch. So again with the greedy gold. Got some plate mail metal to pick out some of the metalwork on the rifle. Going to start applying some highlights now, some Guardian green. Just looking for raised areas in the cloth or anything that would be catching the light. And I'm using some Greenskin to just enhance the highlights in the sharpest points. Uniform grey is the first highlight colour for the grey trousers and rolled overcoat. Also going to use the uniform grey to do some very fine highlights on the black, like the peak of the cap there, and also edges of the straps. Second highlight colour for the trousers and rolled jacket is ash grey. The highlight colour on the tree ancient is dryad brown. Using Daemonic yellow to highlight the facings. This is Angelic red, which will highlight the turnbacks. Also piping on the cuff flaps there. Good time to show the detail on the sword. Again, greedy gold for the hilt, and the sword knot. The colour would depend on what company they were associated with, so a white base would work for all, with different colours painted on the knots, but at this scale it's really difficult to see, so white is fine. I've now got some matte white. First skin highlight is with Barbarian flesh. Ruby skin is the second highlight. I've thinned down uniform grey with a lot of water. I'll apply this to the lower face in a glaze, add a bit of a stubble effect. Probably need a couple of coats of that to get it looking right. The shining silver highlight over the plate mail metal. And bright gold highlights the brass areas. Got some matte black here, and I can just apply this to the deepest recesses. One thing about the Raven Black primer that I used is that it's a very dark grey, so it does actually leave the opportunity to shade your black. Could use a black wash, but I've got the matte black to hand here. I will also use it, I think, to tidy up this hunting trumpet. Here's a look at the finished model. Finished off with some tufts, painted the base rim. After taking some initial photos, I wasn't happy with the face in particular. So I've used some Army Painter Fanatic Ruddy Umber to add some extra definition around the nose and the cheeks. And the grey on the trousers was a bit too harsh between the highlight layers, so I've glazed on some uniform grey over the ash grey, and that's toned things down. Sometimes it is photographs that really give the game away, and you need to be looking at the model with a fresh set of eyes almost to see what it really looks like. Anyhow, I hope this was a useful tutorial for you, and I'd like to thank everyone for watching. As always, please leave any comments down below. And please like, share, subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to support the channel, keep me making these painting guides, there's details in the description of how you can become a channel member, join me on Patreon, or send me a coffee. Bye-bye.